Welcome to Cook the Garden Podcast, your weekly audio source for delicious and easy garden fresh recipes and growing tips. I'm your host, Ginain Grays. Let's cook the garden. Hey, garden foodies. Happy New Year. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. As many of us are working on our vision board plans and just planning out our new year, this is a really good time to start the process of planning our spring gardens. Or maybe it's simply thinking about some new kitchen adventures that you want to take on. Maybe it's giving that recipe you've been always wanting to try. Just, maybe you want to give it a go this year. Or maybe it's learning new ways to preserve food like canning or fermenting. Or maybe it's just taking small steps towards avoiding waste in your own household. Whatever your goals are, I'm happy to be your kitchen garden bestie and support and inspire you however I can. This is why I wanted to take this time to share some of my kitchen garden goals for 2024. I've been thinking a lot about it lately, and you guys may remember an episode that I shared a few weeks ago about some of the garden setbacks that I had last year. So it really made me start thinking about some of the things that I didn't get to last year, tackling that again, giving myself grace, but also writing down my goals. So I am really looking forward to sharing this because once I share it out into the world, it's just like this new sense of accountability, right? So I'm hoping you guys keep me accountable, and I'm hoping we can do the same. I can do the same for you. Let's be accountability partners with this. So let's go ahead and get started. My first goal for 2024, and guys, this is not in any kind of order. So I've jotted down 4 goals that I would like to do for 2024. So my first one is expanding my garden space. So like I just mentioned in a previous episode, I discussed some of those garden setbacks that I had. And I mentioned the goal of expanding my space. And that never happened. Life was lifing last year and I didn't get around to it. So with that on my mind, I started to jot down what that means for me. So what does expanding my garden space mean? So for me, it's at least adding 4 raised beds and utilizing other areas of my property to grow food. I think I mentioned my husband and I built built 2 really nice raised beds from repurposed wood that we initially got for a DIY project that never panned out. So we have those beds, they're just not being utilized. So I really look forward to utilizing those beds. And then I have 2 additional raised beds that we're not using. So I definitely want to make sure that we're utilizing all 4 of those beds. And like I mentioned, I've actually surveyed different areas of my yard. We have a pretty large piece of property here, and I've kind of just, walked around and observed different areas. And so I'm trying to branch out a little bit and move to different parts of the property and introduce, more gardens, whether it's getting closer to my patio, which is, I love the idea of walking out onto my patio or outside of my patio to pick fresh herbs or pick the, fresh, herbs or veggies that I use in my daily cooking. I just love being able to just walk out there and do it without having to go all the way to the back of my property where a lot of my beds are. So just adding more like smaller container gardening, just pots, containers, grow bags closer to my patio, and also maybe smaller raised beds. So I'm really, really excited about that. Trying new plants. I always like to incorporate new plants, new fruits, new veggies into my garden. So this year, I really, really would love to start growing ginger. I've been saying this for a while. I cook with a lot of ginger, and some of you might know that I make ginger beer a lot during the year. It's a special drink in my culture, and we make it during special times of the year, but sometimes I crave it. So I've been making a lot of ginger beer. And as people realize I know how to make it, more and more people ask me for it. So I've been preparing ginger a lot, but I don't know if you guys have frequented the stores and seen the prices that they're charging for ginger. It's absolutely insane. So I think the last time I went to my local grocery store, ginger was like $5.99 a pound. And yeah, that's just absolutely ridiculous. So I'm like, I need to grow ginger, and it's so easy. Um, I've been looking at different videos and doing reading up on it, and it's so crazy simple. There's just it's just a no-brainer. I don't know why I just haven't started sooner. So I will be starting ginger this year. I would also love to grow white habanero peppers. Up until recently, I didn't even know there was such a thing as white habanero peppers. And I've been getting into making my own homemade pepper sauces. And of course, I have, like the traditional habanero peppers. I grow ghost peppers, jalapenos, some of the milder peppers as well. And it wasn't until recently I saw um, on the internet that there's a variety. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of varieties of peppers. Um, and also, habaneros. And but I just didn't realize I'd never seen a white habanero pepper in person. I didn't even know they existed. So when I learned about it, and I said, wow, this would actually be really cool. I would love to just experiment with it with my pepper sauces. So I got my hands on some white habanero seeds. And so I am so excited about introducing white habanero peppers in my garden. So I will definitely keep you guys posted on that. And then the last new, crop that I want to introduce to my garden is sugarcane. I love sugarcane, guys. It just brings back memories of my childhood. Um, Again, another very easy um, crop to grow. They're crazy, crazy simple to grow. So, especially here where I'm, in Florida, I'm in the zone 9B. Um, Very easy to grow. It loves the heat, it loves the full sun. And I'm really excited to get started. I've been watching some videos, and I think I can do it. So I'll definitely be keeping you guys posted on the sugar cane. I just look forward to using it as a sugar replacement. Um, I recently saw a video of someone that made a delicious, well, I don't know if it was delicious. They said it was delicious. It sure looked delicious and it sounds delicious, but a sugarcane lemonade. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to just, playing around with it. And of course, I grew up eating sugarcane just like that. Just eat the stalk. And it's just the most refreshing thing you would just ever take a bite out of. It has this like intense crunch when you bite into it, and it's just so hydrating and uh so good. So I will definitely be keeping you guys updated on that. So my next goal for 2024 would be to just continue my laser focus on sustainability practices. As you all know, I had the kitchen garden, or excuse me, the kitchen scrappy kitchen series, and it's still going on, by the way, and more on that later. But you know, just the past few years, I've really, really gotten a deep sense of, I don't know, maybe passion is the right word about it, interest, just really wanting to genuinely reduce waste in my own household. So, um, water conservation will definitely be a big focus for us this year. We have gone out and purchased a rain barrel. I'm going to add another one. And, if you haven't considered that, or if it's something that you might be interested in, collecting rainwater with a rain barrel, this method will really just get you started. It's really good for beginners and people, just starting out with this process. So some of the pros about collecting rainwater using a rain barrel is that it's easily implemented. Anyone can do it, and um, you can basically, whatever residence you have, it works with basically anything and anyone. Okay, very versatile, and barrels are readily available within your community. You can get them in stores, Amazon, different websites. So they're definitely easy to get. If you do have a local extension office near you, check with them. I know for our local extension here, they actually offer a rainwater collecting workshop. And when you take the workshop, which is very, very low cost, I mean, we're talking maybe $5 or $10 for the workshop, you get a rain barrel. So it's a really, really great way to get started. But definitely check out your local extension. And another positive note about rain barrels is that they don't take up much space. So they basically fit into any, I don't know, situation you have going on. Again, they're typically the limitation on a rain barrel is that as far as capacity wise, generally you'll get about 50 to 100 gallons. So, I mean, that's a good amount when you're first starting out. Again, you can be like us and purchase more if you need to. So again, I intend on purchasing another one and just being more intentional about collecting that rainwater and then reusing it to water my garden. Here where I am in Florida, we now have water restrictions because it's been so dry. I mean, we've suffered from, drought-like, situations here. So it's really serious, and it's definitely something that I'm hoping a lot more people will become a little bit more mindful of and aware about. So I really look forward to collecting more rainwater. And then last but not least, my last goal for 2024 is taking a more active role in educating and involving others in whether it's gardening, sustainable practices, learning how to utilize and make the most of your harvests, nutrition, seasonal eating, seasonal cooking, all of that. Those are all of my passions. And I really am just so excited to, I have recently joined an initiative called Homegrown Hillsborough, which is a local initiative here that educates and engages our residents, our community on local food systems. So I'm so excited to be a part of this group. I'm looking forward to making new connections, partnerships with other organizations to help strengthen, our local food system and, make it more of a conversation and a dialogue within the community. So, I'm really excited. So I have some things in the works now, and once those start coming to fruition, I will definitely be keeping you guys posted on those happenings as well. But this is really great. I really appreciate you guys just kind of listening to some of my goals again, just putting it out there in the world and hoping that we can, become each other's accountability partners through this journey. So that concludes my goals for 2024. I really hope that this has sparked a little bit of inspiration for you, or even just getting you thinking about what some of your goals are for the new year. I'd love to hear from each of you what your goals are. Let me know. You know what? I love hearing from our community. So let's connect. You can always reach out to me on Instagram at Cook the Garden or join our Facebook group. All of the links to connect are listed in the show notes. Before I wrap up this episode, I wanted to share our annual smoothie challenge that takes place all month long in January. If you follow me on Cook, Pray, Slay, you know I'm a huge smoothie fanatic. When I have the opportunity to get others started with this healthy new habit for the new year, I welcome the opportunity. This is year 3 of doing this, and each year we add new, delicious, yet detoxifying recipes. I created a free guide with all of the details, including ingredients, full recipes, and tips and tricks to prepare and store your smoothies. To get your free guide, all you have to do is visit my blog at cookprayslay.com or click on the link in the show notes and it'll take you to the page to sign up to receive your free guide. The great thing about this challenge is that you can start at your own time. No pressure at all, just support and encouragement. Just remember, it's important to clear any new diets or changes to your diets by your healthcare provider. I hope you can join us. Happy New Year, friends, and I'll be back in a few weeks with a new season of Cook the Garden. I'll be sharing a couple of bonus episodes in between seasons, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, please share this podcast with your friends and family who would enjoy listening. I would so appreciate it. Thanks again for listening and for all the support, and have a blessed week, friends. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Cook the Garden. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and leave a 5-star review. As a new podcast, it really helps to add value while growing our awesome community. As always, I really appreciate it. Until next time, friends, keep slaying those garden fresh recipes.